Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Dominion 6. My name's Mew. This time around, I'm going to be playing a multiplayer game set in the Middle Age, and I'll be playing as Ulm. This video is the intro for this series, and in this video I'll just talk a bit about Ulm, as well as show off the god that I've made. And then the next video going up in this series will be turn 1 to 3. So if you just want to see the gameplay, skip to that video instead. As always, if you enjoy this video or any of the other videos on the channel, please consider, liking the video, subscribing, doing all the YouTube stuff, checking out my Patreon, following me on Twitch, all the social shit. And yeah, other than that, hope you enjoy. Let's just go look at Ulm, shall we? So here we are, Ulm, Forges of Ulm. I played this game, I played the Dominion series off and on since Dominion's 3, and in all that time I've never played Ulm, and Ulm is a really old nation that's always been around. I'm not sure why exactly. Ulm's one of those nations that gets recommended to people because it's simple to play, but I just never got around to playing them. Maybe it's because they're an Earth nation, I don't know. I feel like I don't really play Earth nations very much. Who knows? Because I also haven't played Agartha, which is another classic nation that has been around for ages and gets recommended as a good starting nation. I haven't played those guys either. So, I think it's about time I played some Ulm and some Agartha, to be honest. So let's pick up here, Ulm, Forges of Ulm. I don't really know what you do with Earth Magic, to be honest. It's my least favorite path, I think. So maybe we can figure that out in this playthrough. Although, Ulm, not exactly known for its magic. Mostly the exact opposite, to be honest. Quite a lot of the commanders and units are a bit redundant as well, or maybe not redundant, but there's certainly an awful lot of overlap. Let's look at the national features though. They get quite a lot of these. So in general, I think the game plan with Ulm is you just shit out tons of units that are extremely high quality out of every fort. And that's it, that's your game plan. You just walk at people with blobs of, 23 prot units? So yeah, most of the national features build towards that, I think. We have heavy infantry, crossbows, knight, superior armor. We have earthfire, rarely air and astral, superior magic item forging, smith's research not affected by drain scale. Yep. That's a pretty cool feature. So you can take as much drain as you want on your scales for free, pretty much. You're not going to get any magic boost, but you're also not going to get a penalty, so that's pretty nice. We don't have much in the way of priests or sacreds or anything. We get +1 prod and +1 drain, pretty nice. We start with a citadel. We have masons who can upgrade our forts to very high levels. Our forts produce 25% more resources, and on top of that, all of our mages produce resources too. So, 3 scales getting dumped in drain. Extremely strong forts, lots of resources, bunch of free resources. Yeah. And I think most of our units really do eat quite a few resources as well. Although not much else, it doesn't look like. Anyway, let's go through what we do have. So our scout is a spy, so that's pretty cool. We can do some, spying, as well as some instill uprising shenanigans. Although I always dislike having our only scout be a spy, because it means our scout is 2 rec points, which is, a bit annoying, but what can you do? It's also 80 gold. We then have 4 commanders of Ulm, who I think as commanders they're pretty much the same. The key difference is just that they have different sets of gear, so different prop values and weapons and things. But besides that, they're all just the same commander, I believe. So not much to say about that, other than they are very good commanders. You can use formations, +1 for 3. Pretty good. There's also a Black Lord commander as well, who is also +1 for 3. This goes with our cavalry we can recruit too. So spoiled for choice as far as commanders go, although they are all functionally the same in terms of commanding. Our only priest is a Black Acolyte. Priest level 1, 65 gold, 1 rec point. Get out these more than we can get out scouts. Not much to say about that either. Pretty simple commanders so far. Mastersmith is pretty much our only mage. We do also get the... where is it? Oh no, these guys are also cap only. Wow, so yeah, the Mastersmith is the only mage we get to recruit out of our non-cap forts. So, you know, that's nice. Means you don't have to think about what to recruit. Get up a fort, put a lab in it, recruit these guys. Done. These are Earth mages that all come with F1. Small chance of either fire, earth, or astral. Not bad overlap there. I mean, we'll end up with a bunch of high earth mages. F2's nice. I guess earth and astral is nice for some things, but might need more than just one level of astral. I'm trying to think off the top of my head how much like a crystal coin or something is, but I don't know. We'll see when we get into it, but yeah. Air is that a useful cross path? Low levels of air I don't really think of too much. I guess you can make coils quite easily. It's pretty hard to boost into air is the thing. But we'll see what we can do with it. And that's it, that's our mage. We get these guys out of every fort. They're unhindered researchers, they give you free resources. They also get a forge bonus of 2. So everything they forge is 2 gems cheaper, which is pretty good. Yeah, as I said though, I'm not much of an earth magic fan, so I don't really know what you do with these guys in combat. They give themselves earth power and then what? The only big earth spell I ever really think of is Maws of the Earth, which I don't really see much anymore. We'll find out though. Don't have much else to say about that. I mean, they're pretty cheap as far as mages go. Which is good, because they're the only thing we can recruit. Everything else is in our cap, so we've got the Mason guys. These do give you 30 extra siege damage, which is pretty sick. They're only 1 rec point. I think our cap is going to start with 3 commander points, so we could recruit 3 of these guys a turn. That's 90 siege damage a turn, if you want it. It seems pretty sick. And yeah, they're also Masons. They can upgrade every fort to 1 level higher than you'd otherwise be able to. Pretty cool. Their weapon is an instrument. I've never seen that before. I've never noticed it anyway. Instrument. Cool. Yeah, so we can get those out of our cap. We can get Lord Guardians, who are they also +1 for 3? Yeah. So again, same type of leader. These guys are Halt Heretic. They have a Black Halberd. We have some non-commanders with this weapon too, which is pretty cool, so I'll look at that in a second. And then we also have 2 mages from our cap. One is the Black Priest, who basically just an H2. Comes with a little bit of magic. All of our priests are Inquisitors, I think. Or no, the little one isn't, is it? No. These guys are Inquisitors, so they're good at getting rid of enemy dominion. And finally we have the Priest Smith. Interestingly, these are worse mages than the other guys that you can recruit anywhere. They're also worse at forging as well. They only get a forge bonus of 1. But they're sacred. So they can take some sort of blasts. And technically they'll have cheaper upkeep as well. And I believe Ulm has some spells that can only be used by people with Earth and Holy, so... yeah, it's like Iron Darts or something, an Iron Blizzard. So these guys can spam that out as well. Other than that, not much to say really. Yeah, pretty simple commander roster as far as things go. And units are a similar story. We have War Dogs, cool. Not sure if we'll find use for these, but... I mean, the thing is, like, these would be easy to spam, but I mean, I think most of our units are easy to spam, to be honest. We have a bunch of infantry of Ulm, and then there's also Black Plate infantry. And the Black Plate infantry are just strictly better. And they basically just have different types of weapons. So there's like Battle Axe guy, Flail guy, Maul guy, Spike guy. And so you decide what type of weapon you want, and then if you can, you get the Black Plate version of that weapon, because they have 23 protection. And that's about it, really. Not much else to say about the basic units. There's also shield versions as well, so we've got Hammer guy and Morningstar guy with shields. Then there's also black plate versions, which have higher protection. So again, decide what weapon you need, whether you need a blunt weapon or a flail or a piercing weapon, something that's very long, whether you need a shield. Try to get the black plate version because it has higher protection, and that's about it. Not much else to say about the units other than, yeah, they are, I mean, they're so cheap. And then they hit so hard with so much protection. These are just going to be incredibly difficult for most nations to deal with early on, if you just start running big blobs of these guys at them. Particularly if they have no way of really dealing with high protection units. So, yeah, I mean, if we can get up a bunch of forts that are all... Because, like, the prohibitive factor is just the resources. So if you can get up a bunch of forts, get them upgraded with the... You know, the productivity bonus, and then they're full of mages that also produce resources. And just gradually produce more and more of these extremely high protection units. It's going to be very, very strong through the early mid-game. And then once you get to the mid-game, they'll just be wiped out easily by every big spell, to be honest. They've got no resistances, and we have no way of putting resistances on them, really. I guess we can put some fire resist on people. These guys will just die to, like, foul vapors. They'll die to fatigue effects. Once people can put up heat from hell and rigor mortis, they'll just all over immediately. Yeah, but until that point, I mean, very hard to deal with these massive stacks of huge protection units. We've also got some crossbows who have arbalests, which is pretty cool, I guess. That might actually hurt our guys as we're firing them, though. Same with sappers who have crossbows and a bit of siege bonus as well, which is pretty cool. I think this is cap only. Oh no. Oh nice, you can get these out of every fort as well. Oh yeah, we're spoilt for choice as far as siege damage goes then. We got sappers, and then from our cap we can get those mason guys. So pushing over forts early also shouldn't be a problem. That is sometimes a difficulty with doing early wars, is not being able to push over forts quickly enough. Then we got Black Knights, also out of every fort, so... I mean, these guys are... I mean, same story, really. These are much harder to recruit than our regular infantry, but goddamn. 23 protection, even the horse has 22 protection. Again, usually mounted units, the horse is pretty vulnerable to stuff, but... not here. Yeah, it's just going to be extremely hard to deal with these things early on. It'd be really nice to keep a few of these guys around as well to do attack rear stuff later on. But we'll see how many of them survive. And yeah, we also have Guardians. So these are cap only. Very similar to, I guess, is this the Battle Axe one? But they're pretty similar to these guys. They have 23 protection, 12 hit points, stats are 11, 10, 6. What's yours? 12, 12, 8, damn. 14 hit points. Okay, so they got really good stats. They are also castle defenders, which, okay, fair enough. Much more difficult than the infantry to recruit though, 20 gold and 31 rec points. But yeah, again, you get a very, very hard to kill infantryman with 23 protection, who also has this crazy black halberd, which is, first of all, a extremely hard-hitting magic weapon, which is nice. So we can hit things that are ethereal or whatever. Can punch through, invuln, all that stuff. And then on top of that, it also fatigues Sacreds AoE 1. So, really nasty weapon, actually. We have some lines of these guys punching enemy Sacreds, so that will be pretty strong. And the only thing that's going to limit us is rec points, really. And I guess resources as well. We are going to make a lot of resources in our cap, I would think. So yeah, pretty simple as far as, you know, things go, but what we do have is going to be very strong in the early game. After that, I'm not sure, because what do you do when you just have nothing but a bunch of E2 mages? Maybe some E3 and F2. It doesn't really... I mean, it would be nice to find some independent mages early on, so that we have a bit more magic access, but besides that... I don't know, it might be, you know, might be doomed for defeat through the mid-game, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, there's the nation. And here is the god that I've gone with. So as always... Well, I shouldn't say as always, but I do sometimes get some help or suggestions from other people when it comes to making gods. Because, yeah, I'm not very good at this part of it. So, Dominions player named My Dad shared this Ulm Pretender design with me, which I really enjoyed. I can't remember if this is one of his designs personally, or if this is something a bunch of people came up with. Either way, we are worshipping a bitch queen who has a really cool bless. I like the fire reinvigoration, that's very sick. So is Farcaster, actually. This is a rainbow mage, it's awake though. It's going to be doing some expanding. This Pretender has been very, very precisely designed to be able to get some expansion going early on. So right down to the amount of magic it has that it can research, you know, construction and alteration and stuff early or whatever, and get some pieces of equipment forged. Because we want to make some black steel plate, stick it on her, give her some swords, and send her out. And she should be able to expand against, you know, as long as it's nothing too crazy, as long as it's not 100 barbarians, she should be fine. And the reinvigoration is going to really help her, because she is going to have an awful lot of extremely heavy gear on her. We've also got Farcaster, yeah, which is not really for her, it's more for our Sacred Mages, but yeah. The reinvigoration doubles is a really good bless for these guys as well. So these guys will have 5 reinvigoration, which stacks with the Earth Power reinvigoration too. And then also Farcaster. So pretty nice bless for both the god and for those few Sacred Mages that we do have. And then some low light vision too. I think do you not get any low light vision? No. So we've got a little bit of low light vision as well. Besides that, yeah, I mean, obviously a rainbow mage like this that's going to be focused on, you know, getting geared out and expanding will also be extremely strong through the mid game, which is when we're going to be starting to get a bit weak. So it should help us out a bit then. The paths mean she can cast pretty much any buff in the game that you can think of, which is great. You should also be able to forge most of the good gear in the game that you can think of too. So if we can get some early levels in alteration and enchantment and construction, we should really be able to gear her out into something quite formidable. Which would be cool. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to, honestly. Is just making items and putting them on the bitch screen and sending her around. If she can Cladripede, she can teleport, she can project herself, she can give herself, you know, every buff you can think of, really. That should be pretty sweet if we can make it that far. But we'll see what happens. Besides that, yeah, Dominion's very low, because we don't really need it. We don't have any Sacreds or anything, so who cares? I just gotta remember not to get Dom killed. Although, it seems extremely hard to get Dom killed in Dominion 6, so... as long as we just stick up a few temples, we should be fine. We can also Inquisition our way out of enemy Dominion, which is kind of funny. Scales-wise, yeah, I mean, obviously we want an awful lot of productivity. The thing that's going to be holding us back is how many resources we have, because everything else is pretty low, gold and rec point-wise. But we have got a little bit of order for some rec points there. Drain 3 is free, of course, because our mages don't care about drain. Although, if we do find any good mages, I guess they will be affected by it, independent. And Misfortune 2 to pay for some of it. We should be pretty good, though. We should be pretty good. This, yeah, this, I think, I don't know. I don't know if this is the nation for me, really. I don't think it fits my playstyle. But I do think having a cool god that can be geared out early and do some cool stuff, that is kind of more interesting to me. So we'll see what we can do with it. Besides that, I haven't really thought too much about what we're going to do through, like, the late mid-game into the end game, because I really don't know. It seems like we have quite limited tools in that regard, doesn't it? So we'll just have to see what we get in terms of drone mages and independent mages and things. Yeah. But I think that's really all I have to say about this god. Anything else? Let me think. Talked about the nation, talked about the god. That's about it, really, isn't it? Okay, then. I guess I'll leave my extremely thorough and detailed analysis there, then. So yeah, the channel, you may have noticed, has been a bit quiet lately. Sorry about that. I've been on carer duty for a family member, so it's been a big distraction for the last couple of weeks. And yeah, not really much I can do about that, to be honest. Can't be helped sometimes. But yeah, this game should have pretty regular turns. I know the MooBad game is a bit slow to move, but I'm sticking to a 1 video a week for that one. But this game is pretty typical, so you should see 2 videos a week as normal. And then once I've got this series sorted out, I'll start trying to join games again, and maybe try to put up some other stuff on the channel too. We'll see how things go. But that's it. So, yeah, next time you hear from me, it will be turn 1 to 3. Looking forward to it. Hope to see you then. Hope that you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe. And see you whenever or whatever. Dude, how am I still so bad at ending videos? It's so weird.